Hey guys, it's Katie here and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new, I just want to take a quick second to introduce myself. Like I said, I'm Katie. I am a second generation homeschool mom of 6 kiddos, and my goal in this channel is to encourage moms and their biblical parenting, to help them in their homeschooling, and to share resources that will equip them to do both. Today we are going to be going back to school shopping. This is my favorite time of year, like more than Christmas, guys. I love back to school shopping, and I have since I was a little kid. But as homeschoolers, we shop a little bit different than the schools do. So today I'm going to take you along and show you my top 10 favorite things to grab at Walmart for your homeschool back to school shopping. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to be sharing these in no particular order, and I'll even share a little bonus item that I found at the end that I've never gotten before but was really intriguing to me. So be sure to stick around for that. If you are new to homeschooling, I would encourage you to go check out my website, lifethemundane.com/how to start, because I've put together a how to start homeschooling guide for you with links and resources and all sorts of things, from finding your homeschool laws to picking your curriculum and everything beyond that. So be sure to go check out that resource or share it with somebody else that you know who's just started new to homeschooling. All right, so what can we get from Walmart? Well, there is so much. If you walk down the Walmart aisles, you will see tons and tons and tons of school supplies. And we're definitely not going to cover everything that's good to get there. But I did want to cover a few of my favorites. One of my favorites that might be a little surprising to you guys is headphone cases. All right, they have them for $1 at Walmart, and they are great. Not just for headphones, because we use our headphones. We use them for teaching textbooks, for math. My kids do a lot with their MP3 players. If you guys haven't seen how we use their spelling with their MP3 players and stuff like that, you should check that out in the link above. But we like to obviously store headphones in them, and it just makes it easy. It keeps the babies from getting into them, keeps them from getting tangled. But we also enjoy using these for other purposes. They're great to throw a few manipulatives in to take on the road with us if we're road schooling. So maybe throwing some counting bears in there so that my daughter can do her math problems on the go. Also throwing in there, we have a bunch of games from Teachers Pay Teachers. One of my favorites, or one of my kids' favorites right now, I should say, it's called 10 in the Pen, and it's a fun game where the kids spread out all these round circular cards and they're trying to get matches up to 10. And this has been a really fun one. So this is great to just grab that set of cards, throw it in there, and take it with us. All right, number 2, I would say would have to be the book bins. Oh my goodness, guys, we love these. So typically people call them magazine holders. They're labeled as book bins, however you want to use them. We do use them for books instead of magazines, and actually primarily use them for teachers' books that I have spiral bound. I love to spiral bound, especially my All About Reading books, as well as our science books are spiral bound. So many different books are spiral bound. Well, when you spiral bound a book, while it makes it easier to function, it makes it a lot harder to put on a shelf because it loses some of its stability. It also makes it a little bit harder to identify from the side. So I like to get these bins, put them in my school shelf, and put the teacher's manuals in there. They have a little clear pocket on the front that allows you to slide in a card to tell you what's in each bin. And so I'll have one that's just for all of my All About Reading books, or just one for history, or just one for science, and put all those materials in there. They also fit a full-size binder, which is great, because if you guys have seen my homeschool room tour from the past years, you know that we have them on top of their rolling carts to cover their binders, because as rolling carts, the drawers won't fit a binder in there. If you guys want to see our new homeschool room tour and how we're going to be using some of this stuff, be sure to subscribe, because that'll be coming out here at the beginning of August. Along with this, kind of in pair with this, is these cubby bins. Now these are going to be new for me to use this year in homeschooling, and you guys will just have to wait to see my video to see exactly how I use them. But they can be used for so many different purposes, so I'm sure you'll want to check those out. And at only $2 a pop, it's really a great deal. All right, moving on. Note cards. Okay, that might seem a little basic. You might say, of course, note cards, Katie. But we use note cards in so many different aspects. We use them for Bible verse memory cards. We use them for flashcards for games. We will take sight words and write down the words on note cards and use them for different activities. If you guys haven't seen my video on how to make reading fun, be sure to check that out because that is an example of how we use these note cards in so many different ways. So I love to stock up on them. They're a better price back to school season than they are typically, and so we will usually stock up with several packages of those to get us through the year. Number 4, while we're on some basic school supplies, I do want to cover something really, really important. So while you'll see an entire wall of crayons and markers and colored pencils and stuff like that, I will shout out and say that this is one area where I don't feel like saving the most money is really the best deal. So we are a strictly Crayola family. We don't do kids art or some of the other off-brand ones, and this is one area where I feel like it's worth spending a little bit of extra money. We really have found that the quality is considerably different. The longevity of the product is better. So even though it's double the price, 50 cents, 97 cents, comparison there, it is still worth getting the better quality. So that makes it on my top 10 list. I know it's not as original as some of the other ideas I'm showing with you, but it is definitely worth investing in and grabbing the better quality, in my opinion. All right, tip number 5, or item number 5 that you'll want to grab at your Walmart on our favorite list is pencil pouches. Okay, we use pencil pouches occasionally for pencil pouch, especially if you've got a subject like spelling or something where really all you need is a binder and a pencil to go along with it. Then you can throw this in the front of your binder and have everything ready to go. So that is nice. But primarily we use pencil pouches for storing other things. So for instance, in our All About Reading video, if you guys saw, we use our pencil pouches to store all of the letter tiles, the flashcards, the little readers, and of course a pencil, so that we can just grab that and the textbook and go. And I love having it all condensed down into one spot. But that's not where it stops. We also use pencil pouches to store activities, especially if you have preschoolers, but even just any normal learning activity, you can throw in there. So you can throw in a bunch of counting bears and a pair of tweezers in there and have your child, work on those fine motor skills of the pinch and grasp and have them move and sort their counting bears by colors. We use them to sort, we have some foam letter pieces that they use for paint or for water art, and we store those in pencil pouches. We have a whole drawer of pencil pouch activities that makes it really easy for my kids to just grab and go. And like I said, that might be grab and go outside of the house, that might just be grab and go to another part of the house. But this has been one of the best, cheapest ways to store our school supplies. Now, if you watch for deals, they're normally 97 cents, but if you watch for deals, occasionally you can find them as cheap as 50 cents. And so that's usually when I like to majorly stock up. So keep that in mind. Number 6 is envelopes. Okay, again, I know that's kind of a weird one, but we like to do a lot of letter writing in our school. On our Fun Fridays, we take time to write letters to friends, family members, individuals in the nursing home and beyond. And so we really enjoy doing that. So we always stock up on a good set of envelopes before the school year. But we also use them a lot when it comes to activities like Teacher Pay Teachers games. They usually come with a lot of small pieces. We last year used the IEW's PAL reading system, and that comes with tons and tons of file folder games. And if you guys use file folder games in your activities, these are great to just glue or tape on the back of your file folder to hold all the pieces for your games. So be sure to grab some of those. Number 7 are these bins. They are so cool. Their lids come off and they have a tray on the top and then it's empty on the bottom. So think like a tackle box, but for school supplies. I've been wanting to get some of these for a while, and we are actually going to be using this as our main art caddy for school. You could do this. I've seen people use these for their school curriculum, and they'll get one for each child, and they'll have all their textbooks in the bottom, and then store all of their pencils and erasers and crayons and markers and all of that on the top. For us, we are going to be using it exclusively for school supplies. So we're going to have construction paper on the bottom, and we're going to have the googly eyes and all of that. And this is going to be our ready to go art caddy. And so you guys can see how I end up organizing that again in that homeschool room tour video. Number 8 is sketchbooks. If you guys have watched my videos before, you know we love sketchbooks. We use them for our art, we use them for nature journaling, we use them for our story of the world, and last year we used them for our apologia. And what we do is they have them in different sizes. They have a smaller size and a larger 8.5 by 11 size. They come with an empty sleeve in the front, so you can change out the covers, which are fun, and it's a heavier duty paper. Now, I don't find these in the art section. Those sketchbooks are quite a bit more expensive and are definitely for more actual sketching, for when you're more artistically inclined, okay? These are only $2 a piece, and they're actually found in the back to school section, in like the children's art section where you find your crayons, your color pencils, and things like that. We like to get these and use these all throughout the school year. Last year, one of the most successful ways we used it was in our history, but you could do this with any subject where you're reading aloud. We would read, and while we were reading, our kids would draw a picture of something they had heard about and then maybe write some notes about it, or give a summary of that. And that was a great way for them to keep their hands busy while I was reading, but also to have a way to show those records of those subjects that are a little bit more reading based. So definitely be sure to check those out. Number 9, also in the same area, are these writing tablets, okay? So they look like a composition notebook, but they have the writing tablet section on the bottom for more beginning writers, and that is great, but it also has a blank section on the top for pictures. So we have used these, again, for those same kinds of things of having our kids illustrate and write notes on different subjects. We like to use these for copy work, to have them write down for like those Draw Right Now books. If you guys are familiar with those, you can use those to have them copy the passage of copy work and then illustrate what they are writing about. This is also great for reports, book reports, especially for younger ones. You can get them to go started on this. And we actually have even used these in the past for sermon note sheets, to have our kids take them with them to church, write their sermon notes, and then draw a picture of something they heard about in the sermon. So definitely worth getting. Sometimes they're a little bit harder to find outside of back to school season, so I do like to stock up when they do come in stock for back to school season. Number 10 is Expo markers. I like to stock up, especially on the thin, solid black Expo markers, because we use these with dry erase tools for a lot of different things. We have the Usborne dry erase books that we use for for my second grader and for my preschoolers, and so those make great markers for that. And I prefer the thinner ones over the thicker ones for the kids because they feel more like a pen or a pencil, and I want to get them used to that correct pencil grasp and not having them grab it like this. I also like to use those. We make a lot of things reusable by putting them in sleeve protectors. If you use All About Reading and you have those really long reading fluency sheets, we will take those, we'll put them in a sleeve protector, and then as my kids are reading, they will cross off each word, and it kind of helps them give that visual of like, okay, this is not going to go on forever, and they can kind of see their progress, or maybe they'll check off each row after they read it. So we use dry erase markers a lot in our house, so I do like to stock up during back to school season when you can usually find them at a little bit better deal. All right, so that's my back to school 10 favorites. One favorite that I found that I've never purchased before, but looked really neat, was these back to school labels. And I thought these were so cool. They had 2 different text versions, one black and then one in gold. And they had each subject listed on them. So history, science, math, all of that. These would be great if you use the school bins that I use. For our towers, you could totally just label each drawer for each subject, or you could use them on your shelf if you're storing books that way. I don't know. There's so many fun different ways you could use this. So I found that and definitely thought it was a fun favorite to just tack on the end for you guys. Please comment down below, what are your favorite back to school supplies for homeschooling? I want to know. If you guys would like to see a video like this on favorite back to school supplies for Amazon or for Dollar Tree, please let me know. I would love to do that for you guys and share with you guys what we prefer to get, because there are some great items that you can buy at Walmart that I didn't mention here because I specifically buy them at other places where I can get a better price. But these are the things that I feel like this is going to be your best price. This is going to be the best place to get it. Be sure to check back here on Wednesday and Saturdays as I put out new videos every single week, like how to plan your entire school year in just 5 days, our homeschool room tour, what we do for our fun Fridays. I mentioned we do letter writing, but I'm going to share a few more things that we do and so much more. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.